It is 17:30 UTC. It is the 4th of January, 2022. Not the first broadcast we've had, not the first spaces we've had for the new year. That was yesterday, but brand new and liking to listen to all this. Welcome to Chad. Thank you for coming in here. You were right on top of it early, but we'll have Christine Barnum and several other people come in here shortly. Turn down that background music a little bit. And whenever we do, today we're going to talk a little bit about security. Got to talk a little bit about that. Too many people are clicking on links that maybe they shouldn't. And in the end, it's making it to where maybe they are getting their wallets compromised whenever they don't want them to. You never want your wallet compromised, but it certainly can happen. And if you go off clicking links or aren't educated on maybe what some of the different tactics are, then you will for surely have your wallet compromised too. And that's what we want to talk about today. A lot in the community, which I know I'll have some people come in here that have been had their wallet compromised before, or maybe they've had attempts at it. And so that's one of the things I want. I want to hear some war stories today. I want to compare scars a little bit. And if you've had your wallet compromised ever or ever fallen for a scam, I want you to kind of fess up. And we're going to hear a little bit about that today, where maybe you can help somebody else that that maybe has had that same sort of issue today. Also, I'll say to those of you that are kind of filing in here, in the lower right-hand corner of your phone, there's a little feather there. If you can click on that, share the room, we'll get as many people in here as possible, because this is an important topic, right? We need to be able to, educate each other so that we can stop each other from getting scammed, because there are everywhere trying to take your NFTs, trying to take your crypto, and trying to do it with no effort and no research. And you've done all this research. You've listened here to the Alpha Hour. You've followed Christine. You know where to look to find the good stuff. And somebody's just going to come into your wallet and just completely drain it, everything that's in there. Well, that's not fair, and we don't want that to happen. Christine, how are you doing today?
Good. I'm just tweeting out the room. I'm excited to be here today and talk about this. It's important.
Man, it is important. I'm hoping we get good chatter. Anytime I've done voice chats, and I do a daily one like this here in TRADERVERSE, I will, if I talk about security, it's actually one of my better topics where people can talk back and forth, because people like to talk about that time they got scammed, or that they almost got scammed, or something like that. So I'll be interested to hear some different thoughts on that. While Christine's kind of bringing in her crew into here, Chad, I see you came up here to the stage. How are you doing today?
Hey, I'm good, man. I was just, it was just me and you in here, and you had that music going, bro. And I was just going to make a comment on that music that you had, dude. That was something.
I still got it back in the background a little bit. Were you speaking positively or negatively?
Nah, dude, I liked it, bro. I liked it. It was good stuff. I was just like, man, look at this dude jamming out and up in here, just by himself up in here chilling.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah, I got that notification that your room was going on. I just real quick and see what was going on, what y'all talking about today.
Awesome. Well, stick around. Yeah, we're going to talk about different scams and how different people have had their wallet compromised or had an attempt at their wallet compromised. And hopefully by hearing those kind of stories, it can help you from getting your own wallet compromised or anything like that, which I always think is fun. But as far as the music, yeah, I like to do, sometimes I'll do some fun sound effects. A lot of times I'll have kind of a music bed going on while we're talking. That way, if I have a weird silence, there's a little bit of, I don't know, something for you to bob your head with. But if someone says something funny, I can play a little bit of laughter. That was way too loud. But yeah, all fun things we can do. But yeah, so that's what, sometimes I'll play crickets or something like that. If there's something fun, I try to play a little sound effect or something. But yeah, we'll have people coming in here. So let me tell you a story that I have. I don't think I've ever told this one publicly. I've done a lot of AMAs and VCs. I don't think I told this one publicly. Of the time I lost about $500 when I was brand new to crypto and did not understand things. And how it happened, I don't even know, but I wasn't even into altcoins or anything like that. I was merely into Bitcoin. And I think that's how a lot of us can start off, is you start off with one of the majors, and then you kind of get into other things like NFTs and altcoins and, whatever else. But I was very young and early at it. And there was a website I got to that was it was a gambling website. It was, roulette or something like that, or, slots, something. And so I got in on it, and it was, put $100 in and, you can play. So I played. And the third time that I did pulled the lever, I won. And I won $500. I was like, wow, this is great. This is great. I won $500. I'm so proud of myself. And I then went to withdraw, and it said, to do that, I must have so much in my account, or maybe my deposit that I give into the casino has to be, zero point 0.1 or something like that, and not 0.1 of Bitcoin, but some small amount. 0.1 would be quite a bit even back then. But yeah, some small amount, and I did it. And then I went to their support chat because I still hadn't gotten that withdrawal out yet that I was trying to win my $500. Anyway, I don't probably need to tell you the end of the story. I never got that withdrawal, and eventually the site was just offline, and I was an absolute idiot. Okay, and it almost pains me to tell you the story now, even though as I'm telling it to help other people out. I was an idiot. I clicked on a link that I shouldn't have. Then I was gullible on top of that, and I paid my market fee, right? And this was, gosh, this is, what is it now, 2022? This is probably 4, even 5 years ago now. And since then, you pay your tuition, your tuition to stupidity, and then afterwards. And now I'm much more cautious. But today's scams aren't quite the same like that. Today's scams are a little more savvy, and not even made for somebody that's gullible as I was then. They're made for people like you that are a little more smart and a little more savvy, and it is easy to do something bad. But anyway, I am the voice of DeFi. You can follow me on Twitter at voice of DeFi. And here I am with TRADERVERSE. TRADERVERSE is a soon-to-be released trading-centric social media network, and that'll be launched soon. It'll have its own token. It'll have its own trading companion, kind of some AI assistance that you can have, which will be really cool. You can stream from the platform. You can interact with the platform. You can tip creators with the platform. It will be a really cool platform. So that'll be TRADERVERSE coming up. But with me is Christine Barnum. She already said hello, but I'm going to ask her to say hello again. What's up, Christine?
Hey guys, I'm just looking right now. I'm looking for articles on stuff that I could pin up there.
Ooh, good.
For joining us.
Yes, good. That is Christine Barnum. She's the co-founder of the OTC Club. And I also see I have up here Cryptkeeper, who is a common contributor up here to us. Cryptkeeper, have you ever been scammed, or what's the closest you've ever gotten to?
No, I've been scammed. Don't get it twisted. I have been scammed, but you can only scam me once.
So scam you once with one method, or
no, just once. You can only scam me once in the world before it scares the shit out of me, and now I'm not clicking anything. I don't even click the links that Christine sends in the chat. Like, I'm good, bro.
I know you don't.
I saw none of you guys.
And you said I'm not clicking on that.
So what happened to me was so it was basically the FOMO that kicked in, right? So a project was minting, and as the project started to mint, I was sent the DM at the same time that the project minted. I clicked the DM before I even thought about looking anything. I clicked the DM, I minted. I'm like, yes, I got this. 30 minutes later, I'm like, yo, but where's my PFP at? So now I'm looking in my wallet, and what does it say? Sent instead of mint. So yeah. It was a doozy.
That was Discord, wasn't it? Just
sure
guessing.
Was.
Yep.
Good old Discord.
And guys, I've got to say this: if you want to protect yourself, basically, if you get a DM on Discord, it's spam. I'm just going to go ahead and say it's spam. Not maybe it's spam. Not could it be spam. It is spam. And the times that I'm wrong, and it's actually a friend of yours DMing you to talk to you. Well, okay, I'll be wrong there, but I'm just going to say it's always spam. And if somebody really wants to get a hold of you, my guess is they have other ways to get a hold of you as well in other social media platforms. So if I have a at Voice of DeFi Discord account, and but many of you, if you want to talk to me, you'll use Twitter or some other, Telegram or something else like that to be able to get a hold of me, because I probably won't answer it when it's on Discord. And let me tell you, Cryptkeeper, don't feel too bad. And I understand you'll never do that again, but I've almost done that same thing, same scenario. You're waiting for a mint, and hey, at 2 p.m. today, I'm going to log into Discord to get that link for the mint because I know they're going to do it. And then it's like you get confused that the notification you got was actually just a notification from the announcements page or something like that. And you just don't think, because the FOMO kicks in and you're like, I want to mint this. And I know if I don't act quickly, the mint is going to run out, and then I'm not going to get my NFT and I'm going to be mad. And in that quick hurry is when you, Cryptkeeper, made that mistake. And I've nearly made it numerous times, I feel like, till I just said no DMs and I just turned it off. Do you have your DMs turned off on Discord now, Cryptkeeper?
You can't even, bro. You can't even at me on Discord. Like, that's how serious it got. Like, I'm like, insanely like protective over my money. Like I can't just lose money like that. It's not a good thing to lose money. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't make you feel good to be in the space after losing money. I know they say, yeah, don't worry, it happens, but no, it shouldn't happen. And I just hope we can make people aware and smart enough to learn from our mistakes that it doesn't happen. And thanks to Scroop, because he's a firm believer on minting through contract. So with that being said, that's how I mint now, through contract.
You just do it through contract. You don't do it through a fancy UI on the website.
None of that. Contract. If it ain't contract, I'm not minting.
All right, Scroop, I want to hear about that. So let's hear your method for minting then.
Yeah, usually you just go to Etherscan. If a project isn't willing to give out their contract, then it's a red flag. But I learned this a while ago with minting through the contract. One, it's a little bit easier, just in case there's a lot of traffic on the website that is being minted out through for the project, and that lag could put you behind on the list. Because there's the whole gas wars, and everyone basically the gas wars because there's like a list of people trying to get their mint verified, and so to help get in front of other people quicker while there's a lag on the website, it's a lot quicker to go through Etherscan. So if you go through etherscan.io and you put in the contract address, there's a part or even just a project. There's a part that'll say contract, read contract, and write contract. You click on the right contract, and then you connect your wallet, your Metamask wallet or Wallet Connect, and then you scroll down to where it'll say somewhere in the contract there's going to be like a mint or a purchase or whatever. Most of the time they just say mint. It's usually like the third or fourth one, and then you open up that little tab on mint, put in the amount you want and the total price, not the mint price. So if the mint price is 0.05 and your quantity is 3, that needs to be 0.15, and then you just click write, and it writes on that contract for you. You click verify, sign on your Metamask or your Wallet Connect, and it just goes right through right then and there.
Scrupulous, some senior level stuff he's telling right there. But that's really good, and it sounds like the method is a lot like. So I will do coins and crypto a lot. I'm not one of the few that still look at crypto, but I feel like NFT is probably what we talk about more. But if there's a launch that's happening in a coin, and I know it's happening and I can see the contract just like that, I've done that exact same method, but through, just for buying coins. And so, yeah, exactly what Scrupulous said. If for some reason it's a huge mint and it's one of these FOMO, everybody wants to get in on it mint, and everybody's going to the website, and the website's just being hammered away at, well, that website may time out. It may, there's too many people on it at one time all trying to do that. Scrupulous, what he's doing is he's skipping that step, and he's going into the contract, and it makes it to where not only, maybe is this safer because you're going to the contract and going right in it, but you might actually stand a better chance of getting a mint done than you would before. Scrupulous, that's pretty advanced there. Did you learn that because you got burned, or did you just listen to other people get burned and decide to start doing it like that?
No, I was just talking to a developer friend, and he informed me of that process, and I learned it super quick. It's actually a very easy process. The first time I did it was on my phone, which is showing how easy it is. But additionally with that, just want to put out a little cautious warning for everybody. If anyone's trying to mint the board bunnies, I would suggest not doing that right now. It seems like it could be a massive rug pull or malicious intent, since we're on that topic right now with staying safe. So let everyone else mint out those board bunnies, because there's some shady shit going on right now with them.
I just told my friend not to. He was like, how do you feel about board bunnies? I said, bro, I'm staying as far away from that as I'm COVID.
Yeah. There's some people who are getting wallets drained from connecting on it. And that's the other thing too with going straight to the contract. Even if the website itself, like let's say, you go to the website, there's so many scammers that are putting out fake websites. It'll be like a .com or .net instead of a .io. So It looks exactly the same. So you don't know, and you may be going super on the FOMO, and you may not know that you're actually clicking on the right website or that you typed in the right website. And thereby, instead of minting, you're actually just doing a transfer of money from your wallet to their wallet, the scammer's wallet. So minting from the contract, by all of that as well, and just adds another layer of security.
Man, that's really interesting stuff. So I want to touch on something you said about what was it, Bad Bunny? What was it that you
Board
said?
Bunny.
Board bunnies. Yeah, board bunnies.
Yeah, Bad Bunny. Sorry, but yeah, board bunnies. So let's talk about that. Let's say you get into a project that's a nefarious project that's got bad intentions. What can they get access to? So I go to their website and I mint and I get the NFT of the board bunny, and then what can they do then?
They can do anything they want. For the most part, it's primarily anything that's a liquid asset in your wallet. So they can drain tokens or coins from you. It's very hard, almost impossible, but very hard to drain from the NFTs that are stored on, because you got to sign and approve those, but you don't need to sign and approve a transferring of tokens and coins from one wallet address to another.
Interesting. So you're saying by interacting with the contract of a bad actor, a bad project, then they can then through that contract have access to my wallet. Basically, I'm signing over access to my wallet, and then they can drain it that way.
Correct. Yeah. And the recent scan that was with the lens and the alien friends, the big one, the hackers, they did a screen share with the mod. The mod was compromised. They did a screen share with the mod. They didn't even need the C phrase or anything. What they did through the screen share, when they were able to access all of the information, they went in, locked up the mod, and put on the official links the mint page. So it wasn't even a DM or anything. It was in the official links for the project, and then people were clicking on that, and it was the same thing, transferring money straight through. So there was nothing to sign. It was once they clicked on the mint part, they had the access, and they just went straight in and got it.
So all that they hacked was the Discord then, right? Well, they hacked the Discord, then made up a fake page.
Yeah, they made out that fake page, but yeah, that's what all these do is hacking the Discord, because usually the Discords are what's always usually compromised.
Man, and then even if you go like CryptKeeper there and you say like, okay, no DMs. Of course, he says he goes straight to the contract right now. But let's say you were like CryptKeeper and you say, all right, I got screwed over by clicking on a DM. I'm only going to click on within Discord now and within the announcements page. That might not even work, okay? Because like you said, that if somebody hacked into the Discord, it would come from an official source to click into this link, which, like you said, might be instead of a .com, it's a .io, or instead of a .io, it's anyway, it's some different web address, and then boom, you're out your funds, you're out your NFTs or whatever. So
if
man,
all else fails, if all else fails, Twitter always has the correct links on it.
That's true. I know. That's like I'll go directly to that, like make sure that Twitter is their official one.
Yeah.
And click on their links, because we're hearing this way too much, and what I'm wondering is like, moving forward, what can we do to Discord is just a scary place for me. And everyone is in Discord because of all these projects, but there's not any safeguards or safe walls for us. And these scammers are getting a lot more savvy and intelligent. And we had Dre, one of our friends that are usually up here, he just got scammed, and he was actually on a website.
He's here. He just showed up.
Oh, okay. So Dre was on a website. And so that's like what scares me too, is he was looking at a website, and then I think clicked a link to read more. You know how a lot of those paywalls or whatever for articles, and it's like, oh, click here to read more, and then that's how it happened, right, Dre?
Yep, that's exactly what happened. Can you guys hear me well? Because I have you on my headphones. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely clicked on wrong linking for an OpenSea bot that lets you place bids on multiple, items. A lot of the, top guys that use that flip stuff every day. And I got put onto Gene, so I was trying to look for the actual bot that people use. And it was an article on it. And so what I did is it said, click more, read more, whatever. And I clicked that link and nothing happened. And then I had noticed immediately that a file was being downloaded. So once I was able to delete the file, about 10 minutes later, I was going on and I was placing bids on our AKC pets in the spaces yesterday. And then basically what happened, I just noticed that all of a sudden 0.4 was gone from my Metamask. I was like, what the heck, did I buy something? And I was like, maybe I accidentally bought too much for one of these AKC pets or something. So then I started checking my Etherscan, and it said it was sent out to an address, and then all of a sudden another 0.2 was sent out to another address, and I was like, what the heck is going on? So dumb move on my end. Before transferring all over my NFTs, I reported my OpenSea account as coins, just so in case they try to send them out. I don't know. I thought that would maybe keep them from sending it out. I was totally wrong there. All I did was lock my OpenSea account. But luckily I was able to transfer over my NFTs through MetaMask to my new wallet. But now all of my NFTs are locked, and I lost all of my ether, and then I had to pay $800 in gas fees just to send over my main NFTs that I really didn't want to lose, and I still have 70 more sitting in my other wallet that I'm not going to pay, thousands of dollars in gas just for them. So, definitely when it comes,
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
dude. I feel, oh my gosh, I want to cry for you,
Bro,
brother.
and then just the night before that, they already know there was this whole BAYC for the people fucking thing that I had got invited to, and it was about, it was a whole thing, and I should have known better. I should have looked at the signs, and honestly, it was my mistake. But I mean, I just minted the project, it was a 0.02 mint, so I was like, hey, whatever, I can afford to lose 0.02. But then the hype kicked in, and FOMO freaking kicked in. I ended up minting like 10 of them. So I spent like 0.2 on that, and that was a rug pull. So it was just like boom, back to back in like consecutive 12 hours.
Wow.
Man.
Well, Dre, what do you feel like you've learned? I mean, you got scammed back to back, and they're both different ways of scamming.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're getting a lot better and more savvy in having us click something or mint anything or whatever it is and giving us FOMO. What have you learned that you think you could share with us to avoid getting scammed like that?
So from just my experiences, I'm not going into any projects anymore that I don't see anyone like volume being traded, or the devs aren't like doxing themselves so that people know who they are. Any projects that the owners are trying to be anonymous are a complete red flag to me. And also, do not download anything. I swear, do not trust any links unless you can find it in the official links. Even on Twitter, people will be posting up stuff. They'll DM you and help you get your stuff back. Don't listen to nobody like that. Only trust your close people, your close friends, and then even still double check your own self. And my suggestion, if you're using PC, have a freaking good anti-malware, antivirus program on your PC. I mean, it's kind of like a peace of mind in that point. I mean, I ran through my whole PC like 6 times yesterday I spent like $1,000 on anywhere antivirus program that, I mean, one of my boys use it, and he's like one of those white hat, gray hat hackers, and so he recommended it to me. But I mean, security upon everything is important, and disconnect your MetaMask if you're not using it for sure. I mean, I was using my MetaMask, so the dude was able to get in and get my secret phrase anyways, which sucked. But I mean, I tried changing my password. I didn't realize how he was doing it. I thought he was like using my screen to send himself funds or something like that. So it didn't click to me that he just took my seed phrase. And even me, I was kind of pissed at the end. So I sent him 0.666 ETH
Oh my gosh,
just to
Dre.
be a fucking just to be an asshole, because I just was so
You're
mad.
like, here's your to hell, you
Yeah,
bastard.
and then so to be funny, when I was transferring my NFTs over, I was sending $100 at a time, and then just transfer, and this freaking guy literally is transferring 0.002 to himself. And I think I just kind of pissed him off, because I threw gas in the fire by sending the 0.0666, because he had actually stopped for like 30 minutes. He wasn't even paying attention to me no more. So I was transferring stuff over, and then I was like, you know what, fuck this. And I spent the 0.0666. And then so immediately, every time I transferred $100 over, I like immediately sent over an NFT, and he would transfer the remaining to his account and he even transferred 0.04 back to me just to be a dick.
Bro, are you serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're watching this whole shit go down, and you guys are just playing fucking tit for tat with your own
Yep,
money.
that's why I got quiet
You're
in
playing
the
battle.
AKC chat yesterday while we were all talking about the pets and stuff, because I was like, no fucking way, dude. Like, I was literally dealing with that the whole time.
Oh my god, bro!
Man, I'm so sorry.
I'd have beat my laptop up, bro. I'm
I
sorry.
was pissed. And the bad part is too, because I had just bought my crypto Moris the day before, and I bought it for like 0.74. They went up, so I sold it for 0.95. I was like, hell yeah. And then I had another one like the 2 days before. I probably had flipped probably three even just in trading alone through the day. And so I had bought a crypto Moris, I had bought a couple of them, and I sold it that morning, yesterday morning. And then so he took all that profit.
Man, I am so sorry to hear that, but I hope we all can learn something from that. Pro Trader, you had your hand up for a little bit, and
I did, bro. My buddy lost $14,000.
Oh,
Yeah.
Listen to what happened to him. So he's got this in his Coinbase wallet. He has the Sandbox and these other two. He's got some SHIB, but the fees, I don't know why he had so much in there, but he did. And he connected his Coinbase wallet to his Metamask. because that feature just came available or something like that. So he connects the Coinbase wallet to the MetaMask on December 31st. He goes back 2 days later. He's got 3 cents in his account, and 7 transactions were moved from Coinbase wallet over to MetaMask in the activity, but it was transferred out to somebody else. He doesn't have any of the coins in his MetaMask wallet. So he basically, through the ether scan, someone went in 7 transactions and flushed them out because he connected his wallet to MetaMask.
Just connecting his wallet to MetaMask? I'm not hearing.
Yep, it was already in the Google Chrome extension, so he didn't like download MetaMask and then do it. He already had a MetaMask, so he just linked the 2 wallets.
What?
They had to have his secret phrase or something already and was just waiting.
Because when he has the 2-factor authentication, he said whenever he moves money, he's got to go in and put the 2FA code in and do all this. He doesn't know how it was moved, and he sent the support to Coinbase, and they said, it's MetaMask's problem, and he sent something to MetaMask, and they basically said it's Coinbase's problem.
Everybody,
guys, we're all gonna have nightmares, just to let you know. And now we're never
gonna. Bottom line is, don't keep it in your Coinbase wallet, because that's like the non-custodial wallet. Anyone can get access to that. It's got to stay in the regular Coinbase account, not the wallet.
So just keep it in the exchange versus the wallet.
Yes, to keep it on. Yes, it's more secure in the Coinbase desktop than the wallet. One's custodial, one's non-custodial.
This is ridiculous, because you first hear don't keep things on exchanges because exchanges get hacked. And then so I made sure that I, took everything out of my Coinbase exchange, not letting it sit there in case they get hacked. Because, you guys remember when Bitmart got hacked? And, everyone got swooped on, I think it was Saitama and SafeMoon, whatever else. And then so everyone started saying, you can't keep things on exchanges. That's rookie mistake. You guys put it in wallets. Okay, so we start putting things in wallets. And then now you guys are saying it's safer on Coinbase exchange.
I'll double down and say don't keep your money on an exchange, but you do have to be careful. One thing I'm concerned about, and I don't know if this is what happened with Pro Trader's Friend or not, is whenever you type on your PC, you might have apps or programs on it like Grammarly or something like that. That's a spell checker. And all of what it does, is it's checking what you're spelling, sending it to the cloud, checking to make sure and telling you how to say things properly and spell things properly. But all that information, including seed phrases that you might be typing in, is being transmitted elsewhere. And who knows on those type of programs or anything like that, what's going on to be able to where you might be, compromising information. And I don't know if that will happen or not, but I'm willing to bet it's something.
I think this guy does those sort of I'm going to bet on with you that that's kind of maybe what happened to him.
Yeah, who knows? But it's dangerous. Every time that you put your seed phrase out there in the, if you type it, if you do anything, and that's why whenever you get a seed phrase from a new wallet, you're not supposed to take a screenshot of it, because I know that's easy to do. Just take a screenshot of your seed phrase. But then what's going to happen? Somebody's going to hack into your Google account, or your iOS or whatever. They're going to find your seed phrase, and boom, they've got complete access. I've got a couple people with their hands up. Let's start with Creation. What's up with you?
Hey, good morning, Christine. You guys, thank you for hosting this, you guys. That's a number one rule, is to never obviously take a screenshot of your seed phrase. But also, when you go into your MetaMask wallets, if you look there's these 3 little dots inside your wallet, click that. You have got to disconnect from the sites. I was in a space where a gentleman lost $700,000 weeks later because he didn't click out of the actual site. And they leave these sites on their browsers, and once the Trojan comes in, they'll wipe out your wallet. So always remember to actually click out of the website, click out of OpenSea, click out of all these sites, and you'll see it. They'll say it. But a lot of people don't realize that you can actually click out of them. You think by turning off your computer or clicking out of the browser, you're done. You're actually not. And so that's usually what happens, how the hackers come in.
Man, that's good thoughts, because I think I'm not going to say anything about me. I was about to say I do that, but I don't do that. Anybody that's hacking and listening, I don't do any of these bad things, so don't come after me. But I should make sure. Yeah. Oh, sure. But I should make sure I always click out of those. I think that's really good advice there. But go ahead. Someone said they had a question. I'd love to hear.
Yeah. So I'm in the process right now of building my first set NFT drop that I'm trying to do, but I'm new to this whole situation. I'm familiar with crypto and everything, but I know that the main topic today is staying safe. I'm navigating this brand new. I wouldn't even know where to begin to keep myself safe as far as everything that I'm trying to produce right now.
Sure, sure. Well, I mean, some of the things that we're saying, as far as I don't know if you're looking for just in general, stay safe kind of rules or laws, but some of the things we're saying is exit out of every browser window that you're giving access to for minting and things like that. Never have your seed phrase anywhere but where it needs to be. As far as don't be typing it in, don't have it in a file, an electronic file that's on your PC. Don't screenshot it, anything like that. I think some of these are simple things. But maybe the biggest one, because this is the one that seems to be the most common, is don't click on links that you don't know where they go to. If I were to say one rule.
It is, but also a hard wallet. You guys have got to get a hard wallet. Get that money offline. It's crucial because if someone hacks your stuff, at least you have a hard wallet and you have that saved.
So to add to that, you guys, I don't know if we were talking about this, but somebody got their NFTs siphoned out of their hard wallet, and it was,
I remember that, Chris.
But that was from NFT Trader, and what they did is they connected their hard wallet to NFT Trader to trade one of their NFTs, and as soon as they did that, they were able to tap into their hard wallet and siphon them during the process of them trying to trade their other NFT. So they probably didn't even notice what was going on the whole time.
Yeah, the second you give your address out, guys, that's the open door into your wallet. So when someone gives you a free NFT, they now have access to your wallet. So have a burner wallet when you guys start doing all that.
I have a question about that. Like, how a lot of there's, giveaways, there's contests, there's, people are always like, okay, send me your public address wallet. Isn't it safe to send your public address wallet? And it's not really.
It is not safe at all. It is safe if you have a burner one. Like for me, for an example, I have two. I have a DeFi wallet for my business, my personal stuff that no one knows the address to. And then I have a burner wallet that I give free NFTs because I make them. And I give them to people who've never had them. But people can also go into your wallet by getting your address. So that's how they know you have. And then they can steal everything.
I literally see posts where, there's a lot of posts like post your public address wallets here and we're going to send you NFTs. And it's like thousands of people posting there.
Yeah, I've seen that.
It's a scam. I wouldn't do it just to be safe.
I wouldn't do it just to be safe. I think that's the way I would say it is I wouldn't do it just to be safe. I mean, always with your wallet address, it's a public wallet. And if it's your main wallet, then if nothing else, there's a privacy concern about people seeing every one of your transactions and everything that you do. So there's something to be said for not sharing. It's like my Twitter account, at Voice of DeFi, it's the voice of DeFi.eth. And I don't share that out. For one thing, it's a burner wallet. There's nothing on it. And maybe that's one of the reasons why I did that, is because I don't want people seeing my main wallet and everything that's on it. I didn't associate that with my name on there. Got a couple of hands up that I want to, because I want to hear everybody's stories. But Shark, what's up? Do you have a story of security?
What's up, everybody? I'm an NFT artist, so I'm kind of new to crypto through that, and I guess I've been moving my crypto, from my Chrome extensions and whatnot to the exchange, because in my opinion, I believe the exchanges would be a better bet in terms of security and cybersecurity than these random little companies that are making these Chrome extensions. I mean, in my opinion, could it be said that Coinbase has a better cybersecurity team than Metamask? I think Coinbase has more to lose in being hacked. So I heard you guys saying earlier that it's probably better to keep your stuff in wallet outside the exchange, but I would say the contrary, the opposite, that the exchange has more to lose from you losing your crypto, and they have stock shareholders and and board members and people to please on that regard. So I actually think it's probably safer to have your stuff at the custodial level than the non-custodial level. But that's just one thing. And then
I've never had a problem. I've never had a problem with any exchanges, like any crypto being on the exchanges. Only when I've always transferred to a wallet, just to be like 100% on everything that I've done. I've only ever had problems with wallets. I've never had a problem with the exchange. Like when I first started crypto, I traded a lot. I had like 17 Bitcoin to start off, and I never had any of it stolen. I just kept it in Coinbase.
Yeah, I just think like if we're looking at like the magnitude, like Coinbase is the most downloaded exchange on the App Store. So like I said, I think they have the infrastructure in place to prevent the type of hack that people are worried about, wiping them out of everything they have. Then some of these smaller dev teams that make these Chrome extensions and make these wallets, I mean, I feel like those things are clearly more susceptible to cybersecurity compromising and things like that. And another thing I'll say about the addresses before I wrap up my thoughts is your public address, that's your new email address. So when I see people doing these free giveaways on Twitter and stuff, and they're having you put your address down, I steer completely clear of those, because there are definitely people that are lurking those comments and just saving all of your addresses, getting ready to spam you with something, send you some shit coins. Maybe they're going to try to compromise your account down the line. So all I can say is your public your public address is your new email address in Web3, and you need to be careful about where you're putting that. In the same way that when you put your email somewhere weird or random or openly public, you start receiving crap. You start receiving
you're gonna
spam.
get those NFTs, and that's a good one. Good point.
Yeah.
Do not touch those NFTs that show up in your hidden wallet, guys. That is very, very important. Do not touch those.
I got 3 of them now. That's just sitting there, bro.
I
In my
have
hidden
like
wallet.
18. It's nuts.
I never do them. I completely steer clear of them. You'll see the people be like, "Oh, I'm giving away my Bored Ape." Like, that's kind of a red flag to me. There's definitely people watching and waiting to hop in and take your information. Yeah. So those are just my thoughts. But thank you for the space.
Also,
appreciate you guys letting me come up here and just share some thoughts. Yeah.
Hey, glad you came up here, and thank you for sharing. One thing I want to say, and I am going to call on you. Who is that? Crypto Coffee. I am going to call on you here in just a second. But one thing I want to say, as far as we talking about the exchange or not the exchange, you guys are talking about the blue chip of blue chip exchanges, and maybe that's a caveat of exchanges for like Coinbase. I can't guarantee that Coinbase won't get hacked, but I feel better that Coinbase won't get hacked rather than, say, Bitmart, which is a lower tier exchange, and Bitmart did get hacked. So it can happen. Certainly on your more upper tier exchanges like Coinbase, it's probably less likely it happens, but it's not a 0% either. But as far as your wallet, everybody's saying, oh, on a wallet, and therefore it's MetaMask. Well, your wallet is, it's on the blockchain. It's on the Ethereum blockchain. How you choose to interact with that wallet, whether it be through MetaMask or whether it be through Trust Wallet, that's your choice of how you want to interact with your wallet. But your wallet's on the blockchain. It just depends what software you want to be able to use. All right, we've got a couple hands that are up that I want to make sure we get to. Oh, go ahead.
I just want for the new guys really quick, the new artists that are in there. When you guys are creating your contracts, be very careful which devs you choose, just to be very clear on that, guys, because there are some sneaky devs out there. I've dealt with 3 to 4 devs already to build my own contracts. 2 of them took the RAM. The other 2 coded their own wallet into it, and it was actually siphoning, I forgot what the percentage was, but it was like 60-something%. And I had one of my friends that's a dev look over it. I always have it double checked before I implement anything. But yeah, these guys are very, very sneaky, because they're controlling the whole code of your project. So just make sure that you guys, new to this world, sneakiness and scams come in every single aspect of this. So double, triple check.
Yeah, that's a good reminder. The other thing I want to say, talking about Discord links, is for Traderverse. Traderverse will have kind of a Discord competitor in Colonies. It's going to be called Colonies, and we hope to see some projects that are launching and doing their community in the Colonies in Traderverse for whenever it launches its platform. So look forward to that. All right, Crypto Coffee, you've had your hand up for some time. What's up?
Appreciate it, Traderverse. Appreciate everybody in here. This is all great information. I'm glad you guys were able to put this AMA together for everybody. The positive information in this room about, how to look for a scam, 100%. So, I was recently a part of a scam where the dev team wasn't doxxed. And ultimately everything looked good initially on the Discord. And what really raised the red flags was that they had done a mutant ape giveaway, and the giveaway was legit. They went out and bought it. The people in the Discord were watching the contracts, but when the giveaway was done and they transferred it, members in the Discord noticed that they had transferred it to another member of the team. And then immediately when people started to ask questions of what's going on, from the Etherscan on the contract, they were immediately thrown out of the Discord. And ultimately, what ended up happening was they completely bailed and abandoned the project, took off on everybody, drained the account of about 70 plus ETH, ended up leaving about 6 ETH left. And the team in the Discord was actually able to negotiate with those devs on a call through the middle of the night to actually get the contract keys and be able to get the project back. They were able to transfer the contract over and still be able to get the royalties, but all the money from the mint sale was completely drained. So that was one that, I've experienced here just recently. And kind of falling in line with, the other comments in here. I mean, everybody had great information. So, touching base on the Coinbase wallet and the Metamask wallet, right? So the Coinbase wallet offers you like 10 additional Ethereum wallet addresses on the Coinbase wallet. And the new functionality that MetaMask and Coinbase have done is, and again, this is just my personal opinion. I seem to think that projects that allow the Coinbase wallet to go to Mint seem to be more secure than the ones that only allow you to do the MetaMask. So, unfortunately for myself, to be a part of some of these projects, I've had to go out and get the MetaMask wallet. And essentially, what you do is when you set up that MetaMask wallet, you set it up to link to your Coinbase, but you have to authorize both to do that. So just curious on, other additional thoughts to everybody in the team on that process. And then one last final thought I'd like to throw back out to everybody as well. So as you're watching a pre-sale or a mint going on, and it's the whitelist, and then it's the pre-sale, and then it's the special members that are available, and then it goes to the public sale. As you're watching, and again, this is just me being, a business guy and thinking ahead, as you're watching that Etherscan from the early sales to the whitelist to the pre-sales, and the money is being drained out of the accounts. I mean, to me, that seems like an immediate red flag. I'm just curious what everybody else's thoughts are. And thank you for your time to allow me to speak.
Thank you for speaking. And I do think it's a red flag. And maybe that should have a part two to this sometime, to just be red flags. Like whenever you're looking to mint, looking to buy a crypto, a coin, what's the red flags that you look for? Somebody said, a non-doxed team, red flag. Somebody said, if it's if you can't look at the contract early on, red flag. So yeah, I'd be interested to hear what you guys think are red flags that could come up, because all of these could be there. And maybe, maybe you want to be objective and say like, all right, I've got this list of 10 red flags, and if they have more than 2 red flags, I'm out, or something like that. Because, I've seen good legit projects that are not doxed, and I've seen good legit projects that don't release the contract to the very last piece. But you probably need some sort of system to be able to determine whether you want to get in or not on projects. Go ahead, somebody.
I was going to say also, kind of pertaining to what he was saying, when you see money getting siphoned out, I always, when the first day when I mint and all the way up to reveal, I watch the contract, I check it, and if I start seeing money siphoned out before the reveal and they're not saying nothing to the community, I kind of get a little sketch. That's a red flag on my side. And so I won't stay in term. If anything, I'll just flip the project and then move on to the next one. And then if I see the project holding steady, I'll get back in to kind of a safe haven of, if I start seeing funds being transferred out, that's like an immediate red flag. That actually just happened with the BAYC one, is that as soon as the mint was completely sold out, you just seen 30 ETH. The whole wallet was almost emptied out within 10 minutes. And before people even noticed, I sold mine so that I could try to get out of it. And I mean, I just ended up actually taking a loss on it, but better than losing all my money.
Whenever you're on Etherscan, I'm sorry, Christine. I was just going to say, whenever you're on Etherscan, how far do you go out? Like maybe they're just doing payments to an influencer or something, and so do you chase that down?
I do follow the connections to see if it was like, if it's a big amount where, okay, if the wallet holds, let's just say 200 ETH and you see 100 ETH transferred out immediately, yeah, I'm going to look at that and then see if it's broken into separate wallets. And then like the one from the BAYC yesterday, it was the same wallet that was a rug pull from the Wolves or something like that. It was like something Wolves, or it was another rug pull project that the guy had just done a month ago. And he didn't even have like the nerve to change his wallet. It was the exact same wallet that he just did a rug pull on the couple months before.
Wow. Andre, what I want to know is like, you know what, we should totally have a space, Voice of DeFi, where we kind of go through the basics of how to read a contract. Because this is so important. I think as so many people onboard to the space, crypto and NFT space, a lot of us are never like, I don't even know where, like, when do we get like that basic, like, hey, this is how like contracts work, you guys, this is how it looks, go to line whatever, this is what you look for, this is, how you use Etherscan, this is what it looks like when it's not good, like what do we look for, and what I was gonna get to, Andre, is like, what were you looking at when you saw it like getting siphoned, the wallet, like what was it showing you?
So as soon as the mint was done, it on the Etherscan, it shows ins and out. It literally has a big green for in and I think it's like yellow for out. But when I start seeing the outs, I'm like, okay, you know, like you said, you got to pay off influencers, yada yada yada. That stuff makes sense. Little transactions, okay, here, there, that's great. But like one thing, in some projects I've seen full and what is the word, anonymity, something like that. Like with PA Vulture tweets out, hey guys, here's full transparency, doing this, and that. Okay, great. Like I love that in projects because there's no, hey, what is this for? And I've checked many projects where all of a sudden, off of an $8 million mint, there's 100,000 left in the wallet, and it's like, well, why is that? You know, and there's people who start questioning it in the chat, and when the owners and founders don't have an answer, that's a huge red flag. Like, you know, they're, oh, well, we're just paying ourselves. So you paid yourself 99% of the thing and you left 100,000 to the project. Like, you know, it just, those things don't make sense. And Etherscan is very clear on where it goes. And you'll see right away, if you click the address that money is sent to, you can see immediately if they transfer it to Binance or if they're transferring it to an exchange right away, that's a huge red flag for me. And I was actually able to freeze, I reached out to Binance for the BAYC guy, and I had all of his the coins that he sent to Binance frozen. And so it's crazy because an hour or two later, he tweeted out, oh guys, reveal is going to be in 20 to 28 or 24 to 48 hours, you know, don't worry. And he the Discord. But until I had actually reached out to Binance and I was on there with them for like an hour and a half, sending them transactions and the TXNs and all that stuff, they finally froze his account. And an hour later, he had opened up the Discord again, but it was frozen for 4 hours. He completely stopped all the messages, and then all of a sudden he was back on it. And I was like, I bet he's trying to save his face right now, you know? So it's definitely important to know how to read. You're right, the Etherscan and the contracts.
Man, Christine, I think that's a great idea. We need to talk about how to set that up and make sure we have the right people on here to answer that, because I can look on a macro level, but I can't get as some of the into the weeds as some of you guys can. We've had a couple, one hand up that's been up for a while. I want to make sure we get to a terrible father. Oh, we've had you on here before, and you are not a terrible father. But what's up?
You don't know. I could have a case against me.
That's true.
Yeah, but no, just to speak to the public address thing, it's as risky as having a PFP picture on Twitter that connects to your wallet. Everything's on the blockchain. It's not necessarily as risky as everybody makes it out to be. As long as it more comes down to the like having a two-factor authentication on your device that you're on or that you go on Twitter. Other than that, there's really, it all comes down to what contracts you interact with. And even if you have been with interacted with contracts that you no longer trust, you can actually go to Etherscan, BSC Scan, etc., and actually not renounce, but basically, I forget the term I'm looking for, but basically just get rid of those contracts. So the guy that, what's that?
Revoke.
Yes, thank you. But the person that says that their hard wallet got drained, I'm a little suspicious of that. Either I'm assuming the exchange that they connected either interacted with an airdrop NFT or they tried to sell something that they probably shouldn't have interacted with, is my best guess.
Terrible father, I'm going to agree with you here, which means I disagree with somebody earlier. I don't remember who, but I think whenever you have a public address out there, it is security in that you're letting everybody know all your transactions. But as far as I don't believe, and not financial advice, not security advice, I'm just an idiot behind a microphone. I don't believe with just that public address, somebody can get into your wallet. Now, I think it might help them to know where you interact, where you're hanging out at, and maybe how to then attack you to try to get your wallet, to know every place that you're spending or transacting. But I'm of the belief of my non-educated, non-security person belief that just that public address is not enough to risk your funds.
Yeah, I believe the same thing.
I agree, definitely.
Well, it's the second you try to sell that NFT that's in your wallet, it's the second the Trojan's been set. So when you get these NFTs in your wallets for free and you don't know where it's from, leave it alone. Otherwise, when you go to try to sell it, the Trojan's been set, and that's where they wipe out your wallet.
Yeah, if you've got something on your computer like a Trojan, and then you try to interact. I mean, the fact of the matter is, it's when you interact with a contract. Whenever you buy, sell, transfer, give permission to a website to access your wallet, whenever you interact, that's whenever things go real awry. And if you've got a Trojan on your computer, then oh man, you're in big trouble. And somebody said something about a good antivirus or malware suite. And yeah, couldn't agree more. You definitely need something like that. And thing is, I'm no security expert here. I hope I don't come to you, tomorrow and tell you now it's me. But it can be anybody. None of us are immune, but we can be prepared and be ready for it. I don't ever want to get haughty about it. I don't ever want to think I can't be touched. I never want to think anything like that, because man, it can happen to you, and don't think that it can't. Terrible Father, what's up? Yet another follow-up?
Yeah, just like one thing that's always said, and obviously people that are not new to this space know, and it sounds redundant, but burning is not getting rid of it out of your wallet without interacting with the contract. Just don't touch it. If you can hide it without interacting with the contract, like Metamask is able to, do that, but do not burn it.
Glad you said that, because I used to. I agree with that now, but I didn't used to. I would, I'm part of a BSC project called Airdrop, where they'll drop you new tokens, and because of that, I get a lot of dust. I get a lot of dust attacks where I get just junk just sent to the wallet, and sometimes it messes up the wallet and just puts too much stuff in there, and I want to hide it. And there's different ways of doing that, and I use some different portfolio trackers now to do that. But my first thought was, I'm just going to send it to the burn address to get it out of my wallet completely. And smart people like Terrible Father have told me before, maybe just ignore it. And that's definitely what I do now. I just ignore it. I use a different portfolio tracker where I can hide it, where it doesn't show up. But yeah, if you send it to a burn address, you still are interacting with that wallet, and you still might be getting bitten. And this is just it. Anytime you interact with a contract is a chance for you to have a security issue. So I'm not telling you don't interact with wallets. That's how you do this. But
what you need to do after doing any kind of minting or interaction or transfer is there's twofold. Either what you need to do is you need to revoke the token approvals. So either use revoke.cash. That only goes off of the 721 and the 1155 tokens. But everyone should go to Etherscan, connect your wallet, and then when you go to more, you'll see on the right hand side it'll say token approvals. So when you go to token approvals, connect your wallet, and you'll see everything that you've interacted with, and some things may still have an interaction with your wallet or with your token, and you need to actually go and revoke that manually to make sure that they don't have that communicative access anymore.
Hey, Scrupula, on that, is there any way to batch do it to just say revoke all access from all contracts?
No.
I always want there to be, because sometimes they build up quite a bit on there, and you've got to do them one by one, and it takes a long time.
That's why I just use my MetaMask wallet strictly, or like my one that has NFTs strictly for NFTs, and then I have a separate one for tokens, just to keep the so it's not like if my token mask, and I don't even keep. I have many different wallets now, especially after what happened yesterday. But luckily that wasn't my main account that I keep all of my crypto on. So I have my storage one that I do not connect to any website, and I'll just send what I need to send to my mask or my MetaMask that I use for trading, and then I have a separate account just for my NFTs. So that's also a way to kind of tier your structure of security, I guess you could.
Man, this is all good stuff. And I've said this before. I said it whenever I opened up the space in here. Is anytime we have this discussion as far as security, and we're comparing scars as far as getting losing some funds ourselves, like Andre. And Andre, your story, I'm sorry it happened to you, but it's an incredible story. So it's interesting to hear, and I hope somebody can hear a story like that and then learn some things from it. And I just think this is kind of what some of these spaces are good for, is we kind of can hang our head and share some stories that maybe we don't want to share, but at the same time it helps us all.
Man, if you knew my life story, my whole life story is lessons, and it's really bad lessons. I always tell people, I was like, learn from my very expensive mistakes, guys, because I've made many of them. Like I literally would make a book of my life one day, because it's
still going.
It's crazy.
It's still
Exactly.
Going.
Still going. Sure.
I know that Scroop and Dre, and then I know you, Voice of DeFi, like I know you guys aren't like super like advanced in the contracts, but I think even you guys giving like basic knowledge on like what to look for and how to access it, just like regular stuff, like looking at the transactions and what is most likely fishy, like if it's going to one wallet and whatever. Like if we do that on one of these sessions, I think that would be good. It's just a basic surface knowledge of like what to look for, like on contract.
Yeah, that's a very good point too. We should also teach people is how to mint directly from a contract, because I actually didn't know that for the longest, and I was on a project where somebody had linked a fake website for the project in the chat, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is from," everybody's like, "Where do we mint? Where do we mint?" The guy dropped it in the general chat, and a lot of people minted from that fake website. And I mean, he probably took a quick 10 grand from that. But
Wow.
if you have these skills enough, and like they said, they reveal the contract beforehand so you can look at it, you can mint directly from the contract, which is something I've learned and I've actually started doing. So that way I don't take the chance of somebody dropping a fake link or a fake website or anything like that.
The day that I learned was thanks to Scroop when we did the
Yup.
punks. That same day is when I looked at life like I was in the Matrix. Right after
Yup.
that, after that day was
You were
over.
born.
Exactly.
You were born. Yeah, let's do that. I think
Yeah.
we could even do it like tomorrow. Tomorrow's our Wag Me Wednesday. Like, we're all gonna make it. We're all gonna make it if we know how to read contracts and not get scammed all the time.
I'm in. I want to see if I can get and Christine and some of you guys know him because I've brought him into a space before. But Crypto Keaton, a friend of mine, he would be the perfect guy to have on here for
Yes.
that. He's also a developer, and he really knows his stuff. So I'm gonna see if I can rope him in to here
Yes.
tomorrow. That would be really good, and I think that would be really good for the whole Traderverse community to be able to hear, because I know some rules of thumb. One rule of thumb I know is if the contract's really long, it may need to be really long, but it may be really long because it's got a lot of more functions it's calling that may be more nefarious. So that's not a hard and fast rule, but longer
Yeah.
contracts have a greater chance of having functions to be called.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure. Let's do that. And I'll see if we can do it tomorrow. See if I get Keaton on here with us tomorrow.
Yeah, that would be so perfect. And we could just kind of do a walkthrough, like you guys, okay, log into that, click this, click Etherscan, like here's the contract. This is, you guys see this. And I think just the basic knowledge of that will go a long way, because a lot of people do not even look at any contracts. They trust, it's just the basic stuff of like, okay, we go to the official Discord. Okay, don't click any links. Okay, but I'm going to mint from this website that I trust because they did it. But if someone on the team messed with the contract and it's connected to like some rug pull wallet, or if someone drops, a link in the official, or their Twitter gets hacked, or, their Discord gets hacked, because a bunch of Discords are now getting hacked, like official projects. So how do we know? And I think the best way is like the more knowledge we have, even though it's basic knowledge of contracts, at least we have that. And then we could it's almost just a little bit further security than we already know now. Any little bit helps.
For sure. And like I said, you said maybe we can go through it live. It'd be cool to go through a contract that's noted now to be a scam. Like that way we can actually look at some pieces of code that are have been used nefariously and people have lost money through. So yeah, let's see if we can set that up. I think that would be a really good educational exercise for all of us.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, we are to the end of our Alpha Hour. We are here Monday. Well, somewhere we're on the internet Monday through Friday at 17:30 UTC. We will be here tomorrow at 17:30 UTC. That's just 23 hours from now. I am Steven. I go by @VoiceOfDeFi on Twitter. With me is Christine Barnum. You can see her up here up top. Give her a follow. And also thanks to CryptKeeper. Thank you for Andre and Scrupula. Andre, thank you for sharing that story today. It is interesting, and I hope it helps somebody. With that, I love all of you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Take care. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you.
Peace, y'all.